I've reviewed your letter.
Okay.
And I think there's a couple of issues I'd just like to discuss with you so that we're both really clear about what you can expect.
So what are we going to do about this jerk?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about that because you have several options.
My option, as far as I'm concerned, is to sue him because of the way he treated me. It was absolutely outrageous. He was insulting. He was demeaning to me. He degraded me in front of, you know, that idiot who made the original estimate. What's his name? Billy Joe Hazard.
Right. Well, he never touched you in any way, did he?
No, but verbal abuse counts for something, doesn't it?
Well, did he harass you or say anything sexually offensive?
No,
assault you physically?
No, you don't have to make sexual references in order for it to be considered insulting and demeaning.
Well, was he just rude? I mean, was he
just
generally
rude? You know, I'm a doctor. I'm a psychiatrist.
I understand that, doctor.
And my father is the head of this law firm, and you just don't go around treating people like us like that.
I totally understand, but it's not against the law, unfortunately, to be rude. If it were, a lot of more people would be in jail than there are currently. Without getting into depth in that, because I don't think that's really the focus of what we should be talking about.
It's my focus.
Well, it's
I mean, I don't mind paying $1,900 for the car. I'm perfectly happy to pay that. What I want to talk about is John Easer and his insulting treatment of me. This, what was it? Thursday afternoon.
Okay. Let's talk about what's reasonable and what we can expect to have happen to have you be happy and have this whole situation behind you. The way I see it right now is we have two basic issues before us. The price of the vehicle that you would have to pay, and also trying to avoid any criminal prosecution against you. As you're aware...
What do you mean criminal prosecution against me?
When you got the car back, you went after hours with your spare key and took the car. Is that correct?
I needed my car.
Right, but that's how it happened, yes?
Yes,
Okay.
that is how it happened.
What you did by taking your car back without paying it, there's something called a mechanic's lien. What that means, just let me finish that, is that when someone does work on your car, they're entitled to be paid, and unless they get paid, regardless of the price, we're not even talking about the price yet, just regardless of the price, if they don't get paid and you take the car, that's illegal.
I intend to pay.
I understand that, but intending to pay...
$1,900 is what I will pay.
I understand that, but we're not talking about what you intend to do later.
Well,
the
how
court
am I supposed
doesn't
to
like
get around
people...
without a car?
Well,
we don't have any public transportation in Juniper Junction.
I understand.
Last time I checked.
I understand the transportation issue. Unfortunately,
don't you think holding a car is against the law after you've overestimated the service by $2,000?
Actually, it's not, and that's the problem. They're allowed to hang on to the car until you pay for it, and then...
I intend to pay for it.
If you felt that the amount was too much, your recourse was to take them to court, which is ultimately what is happening.
And live without a car?
Well...
And pay rental car fees?
Well, that's ultimately what you would have to do, is rent the car
That's
and
absurd.
then... Well, unfortunately, that's the way that the legal system is at this
John
point.
Easer was a friend of our family all of his life, and suddenly he's turned around and become this monster that I don't even recognize.
When Cliff and I were born, we looked exactly alike. We were joined at the hip, so there was no problem telling us apart. Cliff was the one on the right. Cliff thought that being joined at the hip was the most typical, obvious. I can't tell you where he'd rather we were joined. Once Cliff got on the phone and dialed numbers randomly, he told people he was an interviewer for the Harris poll, and he asked them where they assumed Siamese twins were most likely to be joined. Most said the hip. Some said the spinal cord. And one woman, who later became a good friend of Cliff, said, the cellulite. I laughed at that one. That was good. We were pretty popular at one time. Well, Cliff was. About a year before Cliff died, we were asked to appear on the cover of a weekly gossip magazine. And Cliff said he would consent to the cover only if we were photographed with Joan Collins lying naked across our laps. So they ran a 10-year-old photo of us picking our noses on the back page. I go back and forth on these parallel bars for an hour a day. It's supposed to, sharpen my sense of balance and improve the muscles on the right side of my body. But so far, I'm a disappointment. The first time I stepped between the bars, I'd never stepped between anything before. Look how I stand. Cliff and I were attached here. And as he would say, yawn. My hip was hitched up like this, so my right foot had to be on tiptoe. And I had to cross my arm over my chest and lift my shoulder. Cliff stood normal, though. Mother said that when we were little, Cliff and I used to fight out in the crib to see who would get to lie flat. And she said Cliff always won. I didn't mind standing funny, though. Somebody had to. After a while, it felt normal, which, of course, now is a problem. I can stand almost like but only if I concentrate very hard and take it so slowly, bit by bit. I'll do it for you. Okay. Okay. Oh, Don. Did my foot get flat? Doesn't ever get all the way flat. Don. Shoot. Oh, well, that's why I'm, I swim. Well, float. Well, sit in the water, kicking. And I do aerobics 3 times a day. A huge woman physical therapist comes in and bends me like a Gumby, saying, "One more time!" A lot. Cliff would probably call her a Nazi war criminal. But she's nice. She probably found her calling while undergoing physical therapy herself. She probably had a handicap of her own. Probably something like an abnormal hate for all living things. Oh dear, I never ever talk like that. Oh boy, Cliff, though, that's what he would have said. About a handicap being, Oh boy.
Fully guaranteed, genuine, pure, hogs set I. Hogs set I. That is what I find so wonderful, that not a day goes by. The old style. Hardly a day without some addition to one's knowledge, however trifling. The addition, I mean, provided one takes the pains. And if for some strange reason no further pains are possible, why then just close the eyes and wait for the day to come. The happy day to come when flesh melts at so many degrees and the night of the moon has so many 100 hours. That is what I find so comforting when I lose heart and envy the brute beast. All this time asking for the moon. Oh, I say, what have we here? Looks like life of some kind. And Emmett. Willie and Emmett alive! Emmett! Oh, where's it gone? Oh. Has like a little white ball in its arms. Its guardian. Like a little white ball. I used to perspire freely. Now hardly at all. The heat is much greater, the perspiration much less. That is what I find so wonderful, the way man adapts himself to changing conditions. I am weary holding it up and I cannot put it down. I am worse off with it up than with it down and I cannot put it down. Reason says put the thing down, Winnie. It is not helping you. Put it down and get on with something else. I cannot. I cannot move. No, something must happen in the world, take place, some change. I cannot if I am to move again. Willie? Help? No. Well, I don't blame you, no. It will become me who cannot move to blame by Willie because he cannot speak. Fortunately, I am in tongue again. That is what I find so wonderful. My two lamps, when one goes down, the other burns brighter. Ah, yes, great mercies, great mercies. Oh! Oh, earth. You old extinguisher.
I'm not saying he's bad, my fella. He's just no bleeding good. Mind you, think they're all the same, aren't they? Oh, they're lovely at first, you know, when they're courting you. Before they've had the horizontal party with you, they're marvellous then. They do anything for you, nothing is too much trouble. But the very minute after they first started, the behaviour starts to change. It's like that advert, isn't it? I was watching it the other night. Cadbury's Milk Tray Man. Oh, he's marvellous, isn't he? You see him. He dives off a 1,000-foot cliff and swims through 2 miles of water just to deliver a box of chocolates. And you learn from this that the lady loves Milk Tray. And the lady's been keeping her legs fairly closed. Because if he'd had his way with her, he wouldn't go there by diving off a 1,000-foot cliff and swimming through a raging torrent. He'd go by bus. And there'd be no chocolates. If she even mentioned the chocolates, he'd say, "Oh no, babe, I've stopped bringing you chocolates because you're putting a bit too much weight on." You know, when you think about it, Cadbury's could go out of business if women didn't hold back a bit. I don't hate men. I'm not a feminist. Not like Jane. Oh, well, Jane's me mate. Now, Jane's a feminist. Well, she likes to think she is, you know. Of course, she reads Cosmopolitan and says all men are potential rapists. Even the Pope. Now, Jane does hate men. Well, she divorced her husband, you know. It was before I knew Jane, I never knew him. Yeah, apparently she came home from work one morning and found her husband had been with the milkman. Honest to God, the milkman. Well, from that day forward, Jane was a feminist. And I've noticed she never takes milk in her tea. I haven't known Jane all that long, but she's great. She's going to Greece for a fortnight. Next month she's going. Oh, God. What'll I do without her? Jane's the only one I ever talked to apart from the wall. Isn't she, Wall? She is. I said to her, I said, Jane, I won't half miss you. Do you know what she said? I want you to come with me. Silly bitch. Hey, Wall, imagine the face. Imagine the face on him if he had to look after himself for 2 weeks. Jesus, if I go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, he thinks I've been hijacked. It's lovely, that. It's not too dry. Someone would strip the palate off me, but this is lovely. It's nice wine. It's like it's been kissed by the sun. He doesn't drink wine. He says wine is nothing but a posh way of getting pissed. I suppose it is really, but it's nice. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to have a glass of wine in a country where the grape is grown. Sitting by the sea, you know, looking at the sun. But he won't go abroad, you know, he's that type, Joe. He gets culture shock if we go to Chester. Jane says he's entitled to his own mind, and that's fine. If he doesn't want to go abroad, that's up to him, but that shouldn't stop me from going. And I know she's right. I know it's logical, dead logical, but like I said to her, Jane, you can't bring logic into this. We're talking about marriage. Marriage is like the Middle East, isn't it? There's no solution. Give a little bit here, take a little bit there, deal with the flare-ups when they happen, but most of the time you just keep your head down, observe the curfew, and hope that the ceasefire holds. Of course, that's when Jane handed me the time bomb, didn't she? She's only gone and paid for me to go, hasn't she? She handed me the tickets this morning. Bradshaw, Mrs. S.B.D. 581, 1900. From man to core. Well, Jane said she didn't want to go on her own. You know, she just got the money through from the sale of her house. Well, how the hell was I supposed to tell her it was impossible? Oh, I'll give the tickets back tomorrow. She never had taken the bloody tickets off in the first place. But I tried to tell her it was impossible. But you know what feminists are like. If something's impossible, there's a perfect reason for doing it.